Hello and welcome back to my channel, Dinar and Dong Updates, major developments on the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and Vietnamese Dong, VND, what you need to know. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're visiting for the first time, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you stay up to date with all our latest content. Today, we have some exciting updates regarding two major currencies that many investors are closely following: the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and the Vietnamese Dong, VND. We'll dive deep into the latest movements, key economic updates, and what it all means for you and the global financial scene. So without further delay, let's jump right in. The growing influence of the militiaman and financial reforms in Iraq first. Let's talk about Iraq and the increased attention around efforts to tighten control over financial flows. Influential figures, often referred to within the community as the militiaman, and government officials are working to move smart money, essentially large financial resources, out of questionable hands. For years, Iraq's economy has been challenged by political instability, corruption, and economic mismanagement. However, today, there is a noticeable shift in momentum. The government is taking serious steps to stabilize its financial system, enhance transparency, and protect the value of its currency. Iraq's commitment to stabilizing the dinar is genuine and strong. From enforcing anti-corruption laws to strengthening the financial sector, Iraq is clearly demonstrating that it is serious about its economic future. However, like any major reform effort, this will not happen overnight. There remains significant speculation regarding the total amount of currency currently in circulation. Some analysts estimate it could be as high as 80 trillion dinars, but many believe the real number is likely far lower. Without full transparency from the Iraqi central bank, it's difficult to pinpoint an exact figure. Thus, much of what you hear remains educated guesswork at best. Debunking currency exchange. Myths, as always, within the Intel Guru community, misinformation can spread like wildfire. One example that recently caught my attention is a misleading claim circulating online. Someone suggested that they plan to exchange their dinar while on an international cruise ship in order to avoid paying taxes. Let's set the record straight. This idea is completely wrong. No matter where you exchange your currency, if you earn a profit, you are legally obligated to report it and pay taxes accordingly. Attempting to dodge taxes could lead to serious legal consequences, including hefty fines or even criminal charges. Morale of the story: always consult a licensed tax professional when you're dealing with foreign currency transactions or investments. Good advice will protect you and your money in the long run. Iran's currency crisis, a broader economic impact. Switching gears, let's briefly touch on the situation in Iran. Recently, the Iranian rial has plummeted to an all-time low, trading at over 1 million rials per US dollar. This historic devaluation is largely due to tightened US sanctions, political isolation, and widespread economic mismanagement. The collapse of the rial is causing severe hardship for ordinary Iranians and raising concerns across global markets. Although this might seem distant, the ripple effects could influence neighboring economies and contribute to regional instability. Therefore, it's essential for investors and analysts alike to keep a close watch on these developments. Iraq's Digital Dinar Initiative. Now let's circle back to Iraq with some exciting news on the technological front. The digital dinar. There has been significant chatter among digital finance enthusiasts that Iraq is preparing to launch a digital version of the dinar. However, it's important to clarify that Iraq does not intend to eliminate paper money anytime soon. Physical dinars will continue to be used domestically for the foreseeable future, especially as the country invests in growing its tourism sector. Visitors and citizens alike will still use cash for everyday purchases. That said, the digital dinar will play a crucial role in international transactions. Imagine transferring large sums of money across borders with minimal fees, increased speed, and enhanced security. This could revolutionize the financial landscape for Iraq and its trading partners. However, there's a significant hurdle: trust. Iraq's citizens have traditionally been skeptical of the banking system, given the country's history of financial instability. Convincing the public to adopt digital banking and currency will require massive educational efforts, strict security measures, and time. Nevertheless, if executed correctly, Iraq could eventually become a leader in digital finance in the Middle East. Currency speculation. What's going on in the guru world? Meanwhile, the guru community continues to buzz with speculation and optimism. Some individuals are claiming that final contracts are just around the corner, suggesting that major currency revaluations, RV, are imminent. Banks, particularly those that handle foreign currency exchanges, are reportedly still preparing for the possibility of increased demand for dinar exchanges. However, there remains no confirmed timeline for any major event. At this point, it's a waiting game. Patience is absolutely crucial. While progress is being made, the process of economic reform and currency stabilization is complex and gradual. Still, I personally believe that the long-term prospects for the Iraqi dinar remain positive, especially as Iraq continues to implement reforms and diversify its economy. Iraq's bond sales and liquidity issues. Another important topic that deserves attention is Iraq's current liquidity challenges. Financial expert Mohammed Dagher recently discussed how the Iraqi government is facing a budget deficit and is taking measures to bridge this financial gap. Specifically, the Ministry of Finance has initiated a program to issue large bonds in the domestic market. Iraq aims to sell bonds valued at 3 trillion dinars, approximately 2.3 billion USD, offering very attractive interest rates: 8% returns for 2-year bonds, 10% returns for 4-year bonds. These high yields are designed to encourage local banks and investors to purchase the bonds, thereby providing liquidity to the government without overly relying on foreign loans or aid. While these bond offerings could strengthen Iraq's finances in the short term, it remains to be seen whether the public and institutions will have enough confidence to invest at the necessary scale. Again, time will tell if this strategy will succeed. Fluctuations in the exchange rate. A sign of progress? On a positive note, we're starting to see small but important fluctuations in the exchange rate between the Iraqi dinar and the US dollar. As of Tuesday morning, the dollar slightly weakened against the dinar in both Baghdad and Erbil. In Baghdad, selling rate: 146,800 dinars per $100, previously 147,200 per $100 the day before. In Erbil, selling rate: 146,800 dinars per $100, $100 buying rate: 146,700 dinars per $100. While these changes may appear minor, they signal growing economic stability and possibly the early impacts of Iraq's broader monetary policies aimed at curbing inflation and restoring confidence in the dinar. Even slight shifts in the exchange rate can significantly impact import-export costs, purchasing power, foreign investment interest, all of which play major roles in the country's broader economic recovery. Future outlook for the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong. So what does all of this mean for the future of the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong? Starting with Iraq, while there are significant challenges ahead, the overall trajectory looks promising. If Iraq can maintain momentum by continuing economic reforms, successfully launching the digital dinar, managing liquidity smartly, and improving public trust in the banking system, then we could very well see the dinar strengthen substantially in the coming years. As for Vietnam, the Vietnamese dong is not facing the same extreme pressures as Iraq's currency. In fact, Vietnam has been steadily growing its economy, establishing itself as a manufacturing powerhouse and increasing foreign direct investment. The Vietnamese government has also been carefully managing monetary policy to prevent volatility, putting the dong in a solid position for gradual growth. If Vietnam continues to expand its export markets and maintain economic stability, the dong could experience measured appreciation over time. Final thoughts. In summary, the world of foreign currencies, especially when it comes to speculative investments like the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong, remains dynamic and full of opportunity, but requires patience, careful research, and smart financial planning. It's easy to get caught up in rumors and unrealistic expectations. Stay grounded, stay informed, and make decisions based on facts, not hype. That's it for today's update. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these developments and what you expect for the future of the Dinar and Dong. Until next time, stay smart, stay strategic, and stay ahead of the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.